Hello and welcome back to another episode of Video Game Details, the series where we take a look at some of the cooler things you may not have noticed in your favourite games. In today's episode, we take a look at another secret execution in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, we learn why it's best to never leave witnesses in Mafia 2, and we run background checks on some of Nintendo's most popular characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. As always, if you think you know of a detail that I'm yet to cover, then the best place to let me know is in the comment section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Oh, and if you are enjoying this series, then a like is really appreciated. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So to start things off, let's take a trip back to a detail we covered previously in this series. In episode 10, we saw what would happen if you murdered a gas station attendant and stole the money from the register in Mafia 2. So the gas station was sealed off and was under investigation. Well, if you decide to take a non-lethal approach and then head back to the gas station, this will happen instead. So the police are on the scene questioning the guy we just robbed. I think this is really cool, especially the fact that Vito is immediately recognised if he steps foot into the gas station.
Suspect is about 6 feet tall, average size.
So over the years, one of my guilty video game pleasures has been EA's FIFA football series. Being a huge football fan, I refuse to call it soccer by the way, FIFA was the perfect way to mix two of my biggest passions, video games and football. Even though I rarely play the game anymore, it's a series that I've spent hundreds, if not thousands, of hours playing. Now with that being said, I never knew about this next detail. If you head to the stadium of Portsmouth Football Club, that being Fratton Park, and take a look behind the goalposts, you will spot this. So these flowers are a tribute to Simon Humber, a lifelong Portsmouth fan who worked on the FIFA series until his unfortunate death from cancer in 2015. It's also worth noting that Fratton Park is the only League 2 ground in FIFA 2020. This is actually a pretty touching tribute from the guys at EA Sports. Up next, let's take a look at some more awesome executions in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. In past episodes, we've covered this gruesome execution on the cliffhanger mission.
Tango to your left.
And this execution on the Only Easy Day Was Yesterday mission.
We're clear. Civilian hostages at your position. Watch your fire. Roger that.
Well, in today's episode, it's actually another execution on cliffhanger.
You got him.
Again, it's worth pointing out none of these takedowns were in the original version of the game. Oh, and whilst we're talking about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, on the UMP 45 you can find the name of Soap McTavish, which is pretty cool. Up next is a game that is no stranger to weirdness. The Metal Gear games have always had a sort of strange charm to them, whether it was chucking empty magazines at enemy heads, or being rewarded for your bad performance with an actual chicken head that would cause enemies to laugh. It's a series that has always had some fun with its players. That goes for the spin-offs too. In the Platinum Games developed Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, you can play the good guy and save hostages. If you try to attack a fleeing hostage, this will happen.
That's a civvy riding.
That's not all though. If you then try to contact your allies on the codec, they will say things like this.
Raiden? What the hell do you call that?
It was a...
Sick, Raiden. I call it sick. You can save your own damn data.
Raiden, what the hell, man? This is your idea of a good time?
Stripping dudes in public? I didn't know you were into that.
Right. Sorry. It was an accident.
Hey, I'm not here to judge. But next time, find someone consenting and do it on your own damn time.
In the last episode of this series, we covered a couple of extremely impressive details from The Last of Us Part 2. Well, in today's video, we're going to break into a safe without the required combination. How? By using our ears. When turning the dial on a safe, you'll hear a clicking sound. Well, when you accidentally hit the right number, the click will sound different. Allow me to demonstrate. So it's a pretty distinct sound compared to the regular clicks, meaning that it's possible to unlock almost every safe in the game without knowing any of the combinations. And I personally think that's really cool. The next detail from The Last of Us 2 is actually something that's part of the game's plot, but is handled so well that I thought it deserved a mention here. Abby is a character who has a severe fear of heights. This is mentioned at several points during your time playing as her, but it's only when you come to a steep drop do you really see the effect that fear has.
That's a big drop.
The rockets look really bad down there.
So when close to a drop, Abby will become visibly scared. I personally like the little zoom out that the camera does to make the drop seem even more daunting, which is a great way to show us what Abby is seeing. Luigis Mansion 3 is a game that I once called wholesome. The most wholesome thing on the internet. See? Told ya. Well, this next detail from Luigi's Mansion 3 may just be the most wholesome detail yet. Luigi's Mansion, like the other games in this series before it, has a dedicated Mario button. What does that mean, you ask? Well, it's better if I show you.
Mario. 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 Mario.
So pressing left, right or down on the D-pad will make Luigi call for Mario. It's also a really nice touch that the way Luigi says Mario changes depending on how scared he is. So sticking with Nintendo for our final detail now, this time from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Ultimate is a game that I had planned to make an entire video on at one point because the game does have some really cool details, though the detail I'm sharing today is definitely my favourite. When playing as Solid Snake, he of Metal Gear Solid fame, you can press the down button to taunt. Snake's taunt sees him hide inside a box, a move that he uses to avoid enemies in the Metal Gear games. But the box is not what we're here for. If you press down on the D-pad twice really quickly, and I do mean quickly, it took me ages to record some of these even though I was spamming the D-pad, this will happen instead.
Snake, you know who that is?
You're kidding, right? It's Mario.
Mario made his first appearance in 1981, and since then, he's become a worldwide phenomenon. There's probably not a single person who doesn't know Mario. He's that famous.
Good thing I survived long enough to meet him on the field of battle, huh?
This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance, Snake. Now get out there and show him what you're made of. No regrets.
Got it. Mei Ling, tell me what you know about Peach.
Princess Peach is the beloved ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom. She's been kidnapped numerous times by Bowser.
Sounds pretty serious.
Yes, but every time it happens, Mario ends up saving her. Sure, he may not look like your ideal knight in shining armor. A little on the short side, I'd say. But still, don't you think it's romantic? I mean, to have a guy who's always there for you.
If he was smart, he'd tell her to stop getting kidnapped.
You don't get a lot of dates, do you, Snake? Oh, how cute!
What? The yellow thing?
That's Pikachu. It's a Pokémon. They're popular all over the world, you know? It may look cute, but be careful. It can store up large amounts of electricity in those adorable little cheeks. It'll try to pepper you with electric shocks.
Couldn't be much worse than Ocelot's old torture device.
Oh, and Snake?
What?
I was wondering, could you maybe try and catch Pikachu for me? Please?
Give me a break. What do I look like, a Pokemon trainer?
Fine. Sorry I asked.
That guy with the mustache.
Ah, you mean the king of second bananas?
Hey, that's Luigi. Show him a little respect.
Look at that pale skin. He's been living in his brother's shadow for too long.
That's a low blow, Colonel.
Ah, face it, Snake. Once a kid brother, always a kid brother.
Colonel, what's gotten into you?
Lolly-loo-lay-low, lolly-loo-lay-low, lolly-loo-lay-low.
Colonel, snap out of it. Colonel! Colonel!
So codec calls with famous characters from the MGS series about whoever Snake is fighting. I know this particular secret was in Ultimate's predecessor, Smash Bros. Brawl, but it doesn't make it any less cool. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, then a like is really appreciated. If you're a fan of Easter eggs, secrets and details in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. If you want to support the channel further, as well as see your name in the credits and get access to videos early, then check the links to my Patreon in the description or become a YouTube member by clicking the join button. A big thank you to the following patrons and YouTube members: Claire Lawrence, Funky Guy, Old Gen Gamer, Nicholas J, Tremure, DJX Gaming, Kevin Hummett and Taco622. Thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.